Very good, friends. Okay, welcome. Here's yet another installment of Aunt Barb's Magic Oven. This one entitled Good Old Newcastle. Grandma and I rode down Beaver Street, heading for the Newcastle Town Square. Most every moderate-sized city in Pennsylvania had such a spot. These islands of repose are like a park surrounded by roadways and intersections, where in most any other city and in any other state, a big intersection would normally be. Any traffic engineer worth his salt would bulldoze the whole tree-lined grassy mess and put in proper traffic lanes, stoplights and direction signs included. Yes, of course, in the Keystone State, that traffic engineer would then be coated with road tar and feathers and ridden out of town on a rail. He would. Oh yeah. The squares, almost to a fault, were a way of saying "Welcome, stranger," to all who passed through. Sure, horns honked night and day, many a kid standing on the sidewalk, waiting for the chance to cross the road got his or her first taste of some, really juicy language while waiting for a light to change as traffic backed up to the state line. The squares usually had a tall statue of a Yankee soldier guarding his post with rifle at the ready. There were trees and very old park benches, with very old folks sitting on them. Maybe a gazebo or a bandstand stood at one end or the other, and the square looked to be tailor-made for a hot campaign speech or debate. To me, the squares were a kind of well-groomed step back in time. I asked Grandma if there were any really cool town-wide events held on the square lately. She said that there wasn't that much going on there anymore ever since the Johnson bronze plant closed. In fact, even when the mill was running full tilt, there wasn't too much going on either. In her opinion, the square was mostly a spot for old guys to play cards and complain. There wasn't much trouble getting through the square this particular morning. We guessed that most everyone was home cooking or sleeping in for the holiday. The Macy's parade was going to be on soon, and well, this year it was supposed to be a doozy. We drove over the Shenango River Bridge. The water level was a bit low. Well, it was fall. It had been a dry autumn so far, and we could see the old tires and rusty truck bumpers sticking out of the mud. They'd been there a while. Uncle Bill once told me that the river was a regular paradise for carp fishing. When the water was really low, hot rod enthusiasts were often able to easily find those hard to come by vintage Chevy and Ford parts. Sometimes with a little good luck, a fella could find a pretty good used tire stuck in the mud too. Yeah. Next, we rode over the main line of the Pittsburgh and Lake Erie Railroad. It was the PP&L, right? Let me see. PBLE. No, P&LE. Yeah. Pittsburgh and Lake Erie Railroad. Okay. The P&LE. Right. Okay. It had seen better days. Nowadays, a short freight would come through every now and then. At one time, the line got passengers to Pittsburgh in style with a smile. I rode it a few times, yes. Back in those days, you could set your watch by the long and on-time freight trains highballing through every half hour or so. I felt it was a bit of a shame that the line didn't run within sight of the town square. Had it been just a bit closer, the old-timers playing cards would have had something to look forward to each day. Oh, there you go. We'll do another one tomorrow, friends, okay? See ya.